Hi and welcome back. We really do appreciate you watching these videos. So today we're going to have a look at the Mallard Pullman. The Mallard Pullman, it's still available at the moment as of 2019. We've actually had this a couple of years now. Bought from our local model shop, Durham Trains of Stanley. Go there, visit Mick. He's a world of knowledge and he has plenty of new and second-hand stuff in stock. There's my little plug for Mick. But today we're going to have a look at the Mallard Pullman. Now, when it was first released, it was a dealer only, I believe, release. You could only get it from certain distributors. Whereas now, you can get it online pretty much everywhere, and including Hornby. So, let's have a look. Let's see what you get. First of all, lovely artwork. Absolutely great. But this is a set, so you're going to get the track, you're going to get a controller, you're going to get a locomotive, you're going to get carriages, so it's pretty much ready to run out of the box. Great if you're starting out, great as a present, birthdays, Christmas, that sort of thing. But like I say, if you're starting out, it's there, everything's there, it's ready to run. This is DCC ready, so if you want to go digital, you can. We'll keep it analog, but let's get it open, let's have a look, let's see what you get. So, there you go. I hope you can all see that. Just in the bottom is the usual packet. Now, some of the newer sets don't have the track mats, some of the old ones do, but in there you're going to get a track mat, put it down on the table, put it down on the board, you can see what's going on, the all-important destruction manual, as I call it. It's going to show you where to oil it if you need to oil it, it's going to show you how to fix it in close coupling if you want to, assembly, especially if you're using DCC. It's going to show you how to put in the DCC and DCC sound if you've got them, and any extras that you get in the box. So don't lose it, keep it safe, put it somewhere sensible. You've also got your warranty, which I haven't sent off, but I tend to service my own things and I always check them out when I get them fit straight away. And then you've got the owner's manual, which is basically going to give you a few hints and tips on setting up if you want to expand it and so on. So what's in the box? Controller, transformer, track, the all important track. Put some extras in here. So there's a set of buffers and some extras. So you've got the brake rig in there, vacuum pipe, and another extra coupling. Let's put them back in there for the moment. Right, you're dying to see these, aren't you? What you'll basically have there is, I think, that's third radius, but I'm not 100% sure, but we'll have a look in a minute. Some points, power track, straights. There are a couple of pieces of track missing out of here because we're using them on something else at the minute, but there's a couple of double straights also that go into this box. So let's have a look at this first coat. If you can, try and keep the tissue paper because it will protect them if you take them in and out of the box. So what we've got here is a Hornby Railroad version Pullman car, and this is a brake as well over at this side. And a lot of people slate the train sets and the Hornby Railroad stuff, but I've been involved in model railways for years, and the quality of the railroad stuff now pretty much exceeds what the really good quality Hornby stuff was back when I started out. So when I look at something like this, I think, wait, the detail is really good, realistically, especially for a set. Once over, the sets were to a penny. Now they only release you know, certain ones for a certain amount of time, and then they move on to something else. So I really do. This is a really quick and easy way of making up, you know, getting locomotives and getting rolling stock very quickly, and track. And if you're going to build a layout, it also means you're going to have a lot of spare parts as well, especially with the track and transformers and things. So there you go. This is car number 77, third class. Now, whether or not you'll be able to make it out on here, I don't know, but we'll have a closer look when we set it up on the track. There's loads of detail on the side. You've got the table lamps, you've got the chairs and tables, you've even got the lines on the acetate here, which are assuming to look like they are the bars, you know what I mean, for holding and things like that in there. But even, yes, it's just plastic moulding, but they're beautifully picked out for the handrails and things like that. And the crests, now for a railroad version, they are incredibly sharp. These are printed, they're not transfers. You know, Hornby, this stuff is printed on. You've even got some undercarriage detail here. Obviously it continues back on the other side as well. So they are a quick way. Now, if you do get further Pullmans in other sets, right, and they duplicate the car numbers or the names, it's not a big deal. They are. You can buy transfers, for instance, from Fox Transfers or Railtech and things, and you can change those numbers, so you don't have to have them the same, or you can have them the same if you're not too bothered. But it is a quick way of making up rolling stock. You've got the usual railroad decouplings here, so they're not NEM, you can't pull them off and things like that. You could take them off if you want, you could try and replace them with other things. Yes, these are made in China now. But you've got a nice, see now this isn't a very shiny roof, it's just a nice sort of what I would call a satin cream colour on the roof. So it's not going to glare and things like that. But there's a brake coach, let's just put that to one side. And we'll get the next one out. And then we have another Pullman coach, this time not brake. Yes. Yet again, we've got all of the table lamps and things like that, and the handrails picked out on the acetate. This one's obviously a named car. Should I make a fool of myself and try to pronounce it? Is it Rosamond or something like that? You have a look, see what you think. But obviously, even better if they've all got names. If you pick up a few more, I think if you buy a separate Hornby Railroad Pullman, the actual area where the writing is for the name is usually blank, and you can put it in yourself. I think you get a few options as to what you can put in, but it's even better if you do that because you can also get them from a third party like Fox Transfers or so on. But lovely metal wheels. I have noticed that Hornby have started putting plastic wheels on some of their things again, and they are awful. They will put dirt all over your track. So if you do get some like that, take the time, buy some more wheels, get some metal ones, transfer them on, get rid of those plastic things. Plus these metal ones are much more free running. But that's a lovely little carriage there. So already we're moving on. We've got almost a whole train there. So should we move on to the Mallard? Alright. Let's see how easy this is going to be to come out. It would appear that this is very much attached with the tender. So I'm going to have to be very careful here. Let's just lift that up. Yes, it is. Okay. I love an A4. I don't know many people that don't love an A4. I don't have a specific favourite, but here we go. I'm not sure whether or not this depicts in preservation or whether it depicts it as it would have been back in the day. Either way, it's a beautiful model. Yes, it is totally fixed there. Just going to get rid of that bit of polystyrene. So, separately fitted safety valves, whistle at the front. We've even got sprung buffers. There is a vacuum pipe on the front, coupling hook, and now I would assume, looking at this, that possibly that extra coupling that is supplied is to fit at the front if you so wish. The front pony truck is sprung as well, so that should keep it on the track very nicely. Coal load is full and it looks a bit plasticky, but you can buy coal dust and things like that from the model shop and places, and I think if you just put a bit of watered PVA on top of that and sprinkled it on, it would give it a more realistic look. I'm not going to disconnect the tender, it's just a screw, but you could also pick out the detail in the cab, because the cab moulding, the moulding's there for the detail, it's just not picked out. Remember, this is Hornby's cheaper version, so you're going to lose some detail and some things like that to make it financially viable to put into a set that people can afford. Let's have a quick flick it over. Yeah, so the brake rigging and things like that you would fit in here, but obviously the instructions would tell you as well. You can still see all of this valve gear and things, even with the streamlined balances on. Let's have a look at this tender. Now the rear buffers aren't sprung, but the front ones are. So, compromise. We've got some, they're very fine, these handrails at the back here. Got the little steps as well, and a coupling hook. And this is an NEM pocket coupling, so you can take that out and put a larger D1 on to better suit coupling up to the railroad coaches, which is something I think I will do for Aidan. I have had trouble before where these smaller ones don't like being attached to the big D couplings, especially if you've got tighter radius curves, so it might be worth doing that. I'm just having a look here, and yes, the actual chimneys are hollow all the way through, so you could even go to the extreme. You could go and put smoke generators in as well if you really wanted to, especially if you were doing DCC. That really would be something else. But for a train set, I can't knock the quality of it. I mean, when I was younger, if you bought an A4 in a train set, it was tender drive. If they weren't looked after well, they would start squeaking on and they would get very jerky, things like that. Now this is something else you've got to remember, this is loco drive. It's got a far superior motor in it and things like that, and it should be incredibly smooth. So we'll put that to one side. So yes, you've got the transformer, you've got the, let's say, older new type of controller. Now I don't particularly like these. They're great if you're just getting them in a set, it's cheap and cheerful, but you're limited in the sense that they do feel very plasticky, they feel like you could break them. You have got to turn the controller all the way down and off before changing direction on it. If you don't, it just won't let you do it. If you try and do it that way, it won't let you do it. But I've had trouble with these controllers before where they, for no reason, all of a sudden they'll just stop working. And then later on, if you leave it, switch it off, give it some time, and then it'll start working again. So I do know that Hornby have changed their controller now that they put in the set. Whether the internals are different, I don't know. But we'll probably have a look at one of them in another set soon. So we'll end here, cut across, and I'll set up the track mat and the track, and then we'll see the loco go round. So here you join me. We've got a small oval test track here. I think it's about the same amount of tracking that you would get without the siding, but it's just purely to show you the test. Now, you don't get one of these with this set. This actually came with a different set, but they're a wonderful tool to have. So straight on the track like that, and you can see how free moving these metal wheels are on these coaches. So run that onto there. So there's your two Pullman coaches. And now for Mallard. Well, I wish I had one of these when I was younger. Right. So, we'll move that to one side. Bring in the coaches. And let's give it some power and see how well it runs. So this is just running quite lightly and slowly. No need to go too fast. It will go an awful lot faster, but I don't want to do that because we don't want to risk it coming off the track. Let's just run it backwards a bit. There you go. Really smooth. I don't think the old train sets of the past used to run quite as smoothly as that. But for a starter set or gift for someone who's already into the hobby, absolutely wonderful. I can't fault it. And don't those Pullmans just look wonderful? So, thank you for watching, really appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see further updates on other train sets and other things that are going on. Hopefully we'll be back again soon. And yes, I'll just leave this running for a little bit. Catch you later.